The Backyardigans is a classic Nick Jr. series from the 2000s. The show is appreciated for its stories, its quality, and its music. The show was so successful that it ran for nearly 10 years, ending in 2013. The show has went through so many changes, from a failed pilot to a weird remake. This is the history of the Backyardigans. Janice Burgess was the one behind the Backyardigans, but she was more important to Nick Jr. than you'd think. After working at Sesame Workshop in the early 90s, Burgess would become the executive in charge of production at Nickelodeon, in which she oversaw the development and production of preschool shows like Gullah Gullah Island, Blue's Clues, and Little Bill. She would later gain the role of vice president in the Nick Jr. division of Nickelodeon. During her time as an executive, she often was a part of scripting and concept developing meetings where she would help the teams behind the preschool shows with their characters and storylines. Burgess was later asked by former senior vice president of Nick Jr., Brown Johnson, to develop a new Nick Jr. show. Burgess agreed, and she was able to produce a pilot episode for a show called Me and My Friends in 1998. The pilot was rejected, but since they liked the music and the characters, they asked Burgess to retool her concept. More than a decade later, the pilot would receive new popularity from the Lost Media Wiki, who were eager to find the pilot. And after years and years of failed searches, they thought it would never be found. Until a video made in 2025 by lsupersonicq. And according to lsupersonicq, the pilot may have been found back in 2016, but had been hoarded/gatekept for that whole time. I recommend watching his video for the whole story. So, in the last section, we mentioned how Janice Burgess was asked to retool her concept and make her show animated. Well, she did that, and it was the second pilot produced in 2001-2002. This pilot was made using motion capture, which was a complex decision that wouldn't be used again. The pilot would prove to be a success as the Backyardigans was later picked up by Nickelodeon for a full season of 20 episodes. This pilot is also missing, but there's not much talk about it. Check out Bray's video on it though. Good video. Alright, next section. The best section. Okay, enough stalling. Next section, y'all. The Backyardigans began airing on October 11th, 2004 on Nickelodeon and ended on July 12th, 2013. The show was nominated 8 times at the Daytime Emmy Awards for its music. The show also added a new character named Austin, who was a kangaroo. The Backyardigans was animated by the Canadian animation company Nelvana during its entire run. The Backyardigans was such a hit that he wanted the show to last forever. In 2009, Brown Johnson, who recently became president of animation for Nickelodeon and MTV Network's Kids and Family Group, said Backyardigans is going to be on Nick Jr. and Nickelodeon for probably at least another 5 years, maybe forever. Despite this, the Backyardigans would complete production in 2010, and the crew, along with Janice Burgess, would move to Winx Club. Yeah, legacy, man. Yeah, the Backyardigans, is one of those shows that will get passed on to future generations. It was a good show then, and it's still a good show now. I can't argue with anybody's argument saying that, the show is bad. No, the show is amazing, and it still holds up well to this day. And even the animation is still pretty good to this day. Like, for 2004 CGI, it looks amazing in 2025. 21 years later, that is crazy to me. And yeah, TikTok did their thing with bringing back, the songs. Like, some songs from the show became popular TikTok sounds, like Castaways and International Super Spy. Like, those 2 songs were great. And seeing them come back for a second life is amazing as well, Like, I love those songs. Well, not Castaways. I love the other song, but Castaways, a little too well played for me. But it's great seeing a new generation view the Backyardigans. And shout out to the Lost Media community. They tried their best to find the pilot. And even though the situation is sad, the whole situation is sad, all that time waste, all the failed searches, it's sad how that may be the truth of where the pilot may be at. But you guys did a great job. That's all I can say. You did a great job. You did your best. That's all that's important. Hopefully one day we get to see the pilot, the first pilot and the second pilot. And that will completely seal the history of the Backyardigans. But yeah, other than that, man, I made a video last summer, about that remakes, that sing-along series. And even though the sing-along series is terrible in my opinion, and I can't stand it, I feel like it does not benefit the legacy at all. It really does not. what the original show did for itself is enough, and the researchers on TikTok did more for it. But what happened with that with that sing-along series is not good. Hopefully they stopped. It didn't stop. Please stop. It's not. You're not getting that money back. Okay, this is truth. But that's all for today. Thanks for watching another episode of the Zay Zay Zone. If you enjoyed today's episode, please give the episode a big like and subscribe if you haven't already. But yeah, other than that, peace y'all.